Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tempcast. Today's episode is a little bit sparse in terms of its cast. Big series of unfortunate events hit us, like just unexpectedly, beginning this month. So let's start with Steven. Steven said he doesn't want to be on the podcast today because he's watching Squid Game. I don't know what Squid Game is. Krista, she just completely disappeared. Like the last message I've got from Chari was, wow, this Travis Scott concert is packed. Oh, wow. She hasn't said anything yet. So it's been like, what, 12 hours? Okay, and Jordan, RY4, unfortunately passed away from vaccine complications. I've been told not to talk about this because it might, I guess we won't get into that, unfortunately. But yeah, rest in peace, RY4. And Chari, if you're listening to this podcast, like, we're fucking worried. I've got your parents like texting me and shit.
I know it sounds like I'm laughing, but I'm actually just holding back my tears. I can't believe that after all this time, Jordan RY4 decided to get the vaccine and then contracted ligma. And it's just, I miss him.
Like, yeah, he was so afraid of getting the disease because he's like, I'm not going to say anything bad about him, but let's be honest. It wouldn't go lightly with him, COVID, you know?
No, not at all. He is a 80-year-old grandmother, that is.
Well, that's the first thing I thought about Jordan when he actually turned on his webcam. That, oh, that's an 80-year-old grandmother who is, yeah. But speaking about illnesses, I couldn't record last week. So that's why there wasn't any episode last week, by the way. Despite like major things happening in the gaming scene.
The first time we missed a week, we're gonna have to have 2 episodes in 1 week because I feel like we got to make up for this. No, we got to make up for this, man, because the weeks are off now.
Okay, we can do that at some point. Like I feel like,
but not this week.
No, not this week. But someday when there's gonna be like we release an episode, then I don't know. Miyamoto announces Mario 3 or whatever, and we just need to record like a breaking news episode. Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, I think a breaking news episode can fix our flaws.
This episode is actually sponsored, and it's not Raid Shadow Legends. This is an actual real sponsor. So our sponsors we have 2 sponsors. The first sponsor is amoxicillin. It's an antibiotic that helped me a lot with my nasopharyngitis. Like, fuck that, dude. I just did not want to live nasopharyngitis. And our second, I don't know why I wrote this down, and I thought it was funny in my head. Our second sponsors are C-sections. A great way to get your child out during labor. That's what it says. And, fun fact, Ericzander was born through a C-section. Yeah, that's true. That's what he said. And if it wasn't for a C-section, we might not have Ericzander with us to talk about this next topic about Gary Bowser. He's in trouble again, or is he? Eric, take it away.
Yes, he's in trouble again. Well, actually, he's getting out of trouble, kind of, right?
Yeah.
There was a plea deal finally. He's admitted guilt. Everything that he did was bad. And now he owes Nintendo so much money that they're going to be collecting from his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren if anybody wants to procreate with this person.
So do we know how much money exactly he owes?
No, because you were supposed to do all of the research, right?
I sent you court documents, like in PDFs.
Yeah, I know, but did you pay me for them?
No,
it's a couple $1 million, right?
It's 4.5?
It's 4.5, not 14 million. It's 4.5 million.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So basically, he was charged with, I think, 11 different counts of various crimes. He ended up pleading to 2 of them, right? So a bunch of the other ones went away, and pursuant to this plea deal, he's getting out of jail, right? And he owes $4.5 million to Nintendo.
Yeah, and another interesting tidbit is that he needs to give up his technology, like all the technology that was seized from him, and technology that's like hard drives, micro SDs, flash drives, whatever, and he has to consent to the destruction of that. So that's around 30 terabytes of hard drives, micro SDs, flash drives, a couple of laptops, phones, mod chips, and hacked game consoles. So, fun fact, Nintendo is going to be destroying hacked Switches. So if you have a hacked Switch, you better watch out.
Yeah, they're coming.
They're coming. They're going to break it. They don't care if it's theirs. They'll destroy it. Wow, that's hardcore. So he's not going into jail, right?
Well, I mean, I think he's getting out of jail, right? I don't know why else he would plead to all of that. I mean, well, I do know why else he would plead to all of that is because they were alleging so many different things. At this point, he's only pleading guilty to two of the things, right?
Yeah, I don't know what you're.
Yeah, so that's usually how these kind of things go. There's no precedent set from this because basically the court doesn't have to make a ruling based on the facts, or they don't have to give its reasoning for why it ruled the way it did, because basically it was pursuant to a plea agreement. This won't really, man, I'm more better with question and answer than I am just talking about it, because I'm pretty sure everybody listening to this has already known about the ruling, and what happened is that he was charged with all of that, and he pled, and now he owes money, and he's not going to jail anymore, and that's that.
So what if he doesn't give the money? What happens then?
Well, then they can just start collecting. They can garnish his wages and stuff like that. I mean, clearly they're never going to get the several $1 million. It's more, yeah. He's what we call judgment proof. Mm-hmm. You can't really get everything that you lost from this one guy. But they're going to try. They're going to take as much as they can.
Yeah, and it says right here that according to the court, Team Executor has caused around $65 to $150 million in losses for Nintendo. And
yeah, that's totally accurate. Mm-hmm.
Do they have the information on how? I think this is what they did. They literally took every single ROM that was hosted on the website, right? That's not what they did. Did SXOS host?
Well, in theory, they're saying that every game that was pirated is a lost sale, which obviously isn't true, because just because you're pirating a game doesn't mean that if piracy wasn't an option that you would buy it. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all know that.
Yeah,
but that is definitely the theory that they did and should pose. That, I mean, that's what I would do if I was Nintendo. Say basically every single pirated game is a lost sale, which is what they did. They were alleging way more than 4.5 million, but they ended up settling that because you start off high and then you settle for low-ish, as if 4.5 million's low.
Yeah. Once again, we already talked about this topic like several times on the Tempcast, only that this money isn't something like Nintendo's actively seeking to recoup its so-called losses on, right? That $4.5 million is nothing to them. They just want to punish him as much as they can and send this out as a warning to other potential developers who want to make money off of their piracy software. Well, this isn't even piracy software. Can you call that? Can you describe it as piracy software? I mean, it's used for piracy, but well, I don't know. If only we had Steven on the podcast. He could talk about Atmosphere. He's a big Sire Zem fan. He knows everything about Atmosphere. He could describe in detail why Atmosphere is good, SXOS bad. But unfortunately, he died from the coronavirus or something. I don't remember.
No, Jordan got the corona, and he's also an 80-year-old grandma. Steven is... What was Steven? Why is Steven
he was at the Travis Scott concert, and he's not...
No, that was Krista. Krista was at the Travis Scott concert. Steven was... Steven's just a douche.
I think he was a pedophile. Was that?
Yeah. Something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was caught doing bad stuff, and we're supposed to distance ourselves from him.
I'm going to delete all the Tempcast episodes with Steven in them.
So, welcome to Tempcast episode 3.
No, we're just going to have episode 27 and this one. That's it.
We're just going to rename Steven to McCree.
We should just rename him to Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. I like how we're able to sprinkle in real news into all of the fake gaming news that we deal with.
This is real news. I get. Do you have any idea how much money Nintendo has lost? At least 8 Travis Scott fans.
God bless America, man. You're really going hard with that bit.
Hey, I need people to listen to this podcast. I need to make a living
with all the money that we make from this.
Speaking of making a living, Sony doesn't want to make a living for themselves because they could easily do that if they released Bloodborne on PC. But they don't. They're not doing that. But if you're a PC gamer, don't worry. Don't worry, because we've got something better coming for you. Have you heard, Ericzander, of the Bloodborne for PlayStation 1?
Yes, I've heard of the Bloodborne for PS1 Demake that will only be playable on PC and absolutely not on your PS1, which I think is just hilarious that they call it that, Bloodborne PS1.
Yeah.
But no, you're not running this on your emulator. You're running it just straight on your computer. No, it's pretty cool, actually. Have you ever played Bloodborne? I know you've been wanting to.
If I've been wanting to play a game, do you think I would have played it already if I've been wanting to play a game?
There's lots of games that I want to play that I haven't played yet.
But are there any games that you want to play that you've already played?
Yes.
Except Kingdom Hearts.
A Link to the Past. I've been wanting to play that.
Again.
Here's
a fun fact. I've actually have played Bloodborne physically, like the real version. It was one time I was out with a friend and we went to this gaming cafe or whatever. And we just rented a PS4. This was back in the day when the PS4 was like kind of new and stuff. So we went there and we played Bloodborne. And that was the first time I've ever played a FromSoft game. And I was like, oh, wow, this is so cool, but at the same time, super difficult. And I don't even think I got to the first boss. That game was very confusing.
Well, the first boss was within the first couple. Oh, you're not talking about the wolf that kills you.
No.
I'm pretty sure that this demake is only going to go to the first boss.
Second one. It's going up to the second one. Yeah. This is developed by Lilith Valentine. No, wait. That can't be right. What? Oh, no. It's developed by Lilith Walther. Walther. It's not our Lilith Valentine, unfortunately.
That would be pretty lit.
That would be. We could, like, if that was actually made by a GBA Temp member, we could just completely ignore this topic.
Why would we?
That's a reference to the time we ignored the Saturn emulator found at the Switch. Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, well, because we found the source from a different website that didn't even cite back to GBA Temp.
Yeah, and it wasn't even published on GBA Temp's front page. Fun times. But yeah, this Demake, this fun fact, it's not actually, you can't run it on a PS1 because it's running on Unreal Engine, which makes sense to me from a game developer point of view. Like, it's a lot easier to just use a well-known, well-sourced gaming engine than just try to make it as PS1 as possible. Then try to, I don't know, take a Tony Hawk Pro Skater and then try to remake that engine into Bloodborne. That's just, that's almost impossible. I'm really looking forward to more games in this kind of art style, this low poly, no texture filtering type of art style. I want this to become the new pixel art games. You know what I mean? There's this fun shooter. It's called Devil Daggers. It's on Steam. It has this kind of like Doom, not even Doom aesthetic. It's like if Quake was on the PS1. That's how it looks like. It's a really fun little first-person shooter. And you shoot with your fingers in it. That's really cool. You literally shoot with your fingers. And the more powerful you are, the more fingers you can shoot from. So check out Devil Daggers on Steam, and also check out Bloodborne PS1 Demake. It's coming out for free. The developer says that they're going to release the source code later on. So hey, that's really cool. It might be the only time I'm going to be able to play that game on PC, unfortunately. Speaking of Bloodborne and FromSoft actually showed us some Elden Ring gameplay. Ericzander, what do you think of it?
I think that I'm really excited for you because I know how excited you are for Elden Ring.
Yeah, I really liked that video. I watched it actually live. I was anticipating the premiere of it, and it wasn't good. I mean, the gameplay itself is great. The premiere, the way they showed it, the way they presented it, wasn't good. I don't know what kind of encoding they used. The YouTube stream looked like ass. It was really, really bad. Like, even on the highest quality setting, like at 1080p 60, it looked terrible. There was like banding issues and noise everywhere. I don't know if it's present in the gameplay trailer that they released, but it's really bad. It ruined the experience for me. But from what I've seen, the game looks awesome. It looks just like Dark Souls 4. It looks like a Dark Souls 4. This is like, just to give you an idea how much this looks like Dark Souls. Imagine if Square Enix released like an open world game, and the main character was Sora with a C, and looked exactly Cora, and it looked exactly like Sora, only with a different hairstyle and just a little bit taller. And the gameplay mechanics were just like Kingdom Hearts 3. And instead of Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, you had Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. Like, that's exactly what this feels like.
You're sounding ridiculous. Why would it be Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck? Wouldn't it be more like Daffy Duck and Porky Pig, whereas Bugs Bunny would be the king?
What?
You think that I haven't thought about this? We got King Mickey, we got Donald and Goofy, right?
Okay.
So we would have King Bugs, and then we would have Daffy and Porky.
What?
Porky, of course, would be the Goofy. He would be, the knight, whereas Porky would be the wizard. Or sorry, let me rephrase that. Daffy would be the wizard because of, that seems to be what makes sense to me. Keep the ducks as the wizards.
Ladies, Ericzander is single. His DMs are open. So if you want to crawl up in those DMs, feel free to. That's what he said.
I know so much about Kingdom Hearts.
I think, I can't say this with 100% confidence, but I feel like Dark Souls lore is just as complex as Kingdom Hearts lore, if not even more.
It's significantly less complex than Kingdom Hearts.
Why do you think Kingdom Hearts lore is complex? Is it because you need to own like 70 systems to play all
You need
80?
to... I will stab you.
Yeah.
You need one system.
Only the PS4 or PS5 and play the collection. Yeah, I know.
Boom, baby.
But before that.
Before, who cares? It's 2021, buddy. Who cares? Who cares about the before times?
You can play all 3 Dark Souls games and still not get the lore. Can you do that with the Kingdom Hearts games?
What?
You can play all 3 Dark Souls games and not understand the lore any single bit. But can you do the same with Kingdom Hearts?
Yes, you could play every Kingdom Hearts game and have no idea what's going on.
No, I mean in the sense that you are an adult, you can read dialogue,
yes.
You read some of the text of the game, and you have a grasp of continuity and plot progression, right?
I have a grasp of it, yes.
So you can understand, oh, this is Sora, and this is Roxas, and Roxas is Sora's nobody. Okay, I understood this.
Because I didn't realize you were such a Kingdom Hearts fan, buddy.
And I realized this because I played Kingdom Hearts 365 divided by 2 or something. You can understand that, right? If you get like the plot. There is no plot in the Dark Souls games. There isn't like a linear plot thing. Well, there is, but it's so thin that without reading,
You think Kingdom Hearts is linear? I get what you're saying, though.
Like if you don't like read up on stuff on the wiki or item descriptions, this is the only game series where you need to read item descriptions in order to progress in the plot and in the game. Actually, Dark Souls 1, I was stuck because I needed to buy an item from a blacksmith. Because I'd argue that the lore is way more complex. The reason why I'm bringing this up is this gameplay trailer convinced me even more that Elden Ring is actually legitimately Dark Souls 4. And I don't mean that as in the sense of a spiritual successor. I mean that in the sense that the events in this game take place in almost the same universe as Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. And it takes place after the events of Dark Souls 3. I am absolutely, well, not certain. I'm like 95% certain that that's what's going on. Like all the proof is there. Like the sound that enemies make when they die is exactly the same as in Dark Souls. It wasn't the same in Sekiro, I think. And like, how do you explain that? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Imagine if there was a game that had the same sound effects as Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, there's a couple. Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Imagine that.
Well, Final Fantasy is basically non-canon Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is the canon version of the characters from the Final Fantasy games, as well as the canon version of the characters from the Disney games.
So when my little nephew is watching Disney XD, right, and there's a Mickey Mouse cartoon, is he basically watching Kingdom Hearts lore?
He is watching non-canon stories from the Kingdom Hearts universe.
Is Fantasia the 1940s American movie in the Kingdom Hearts lore?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not like not canon.
Yensid is Keyblade Master, and Mickey is his apprentice. And you go, and there's a mysterious tower. And the thing is, the events of Fantasia are not necessarily canon, but the characters are, such as that spooky demon guy.
But that doesn't make the film itself canon then.
The film itself is non-canon. It is filler.
So you could. So I don't need to watch Fantasia in order to play Kingdom Hearts 3. That's good to know.
Yes, exactly. You don't, just like you don't need to watch the first 3 Broly movies before you watch the canon 4th one.
That's actually a good explanation because those weren't even in the canon. Huh. That's a good explanation.
Of course. Everything relates back to Dragon Ball, One Piece, or Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, so you could apply that to all the Disney movies then.
Not all Disney movies.
So are there like Disney movies that are in canon with the Kingdom Hearts lore in the sense that those events are the way they transpire in the Kingdom Hearts universe?
So there are movies that are accurate but leave some things out. Like they leave the fact that Sora was there the whole time, of course. In Tangled, for example. Yeah. That movie is canon, but they got rid of all of the Sora parts. So insofar as, that, it's not canon. Now, the events of Toy Story 1 and the events of the original Monsters, Inc. are both canon. And Kingdom Hearts 3 events in those worlds take place between the first of those movies and the next one.
That makes sense.
It makes total sense. I'm not just speaking out of my ass. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, now this is going to blow your mind.
Okay.
Elden Ring might be taking place inside of a painting. Has that ever happened in Kingdom Hearts?
Inside of a painting. A painting. I'm trying to think. Because the answer might be yes. Definitely events have taken place in digital worlds and in sleeping worlds.
Yes, Tron in a Dream Drop Distance.
Yes. And also fake Twilight Town, and also most of the events of the second part of Union Cross. In a painting, though. No. I don't think that events happened in a paint. There was a mirror world instead of a mirror, but that's not a painting.
Come on, that's Alice in Wonderland shit. That's like first grade stuff. Come on.
Well, that didn't happen in a painting either, or a mirror world.
No, I'm saying Alice in Wonderland 2, the one that she goes to a mirror.
Oh, through the looking glass?
Through the looking glass. Yeah, that she goes through a mirror.
Yeah, that's not canon.
Is that not canon to the Alice in Wonderland universe or the Kingdom Hearts one?
There is no Alice in Wonderland universe. There is only a Kingdom Hearts universe.
So wait, what about the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Is that canon to the... Because that's Disney, right?
That is Disney, yes.
But it
is non-canon.
Yet.
Well, the events that will take place in the games, if the Marvel characters show up, will be canon, but the movies that we've already seen will not be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I can make this any clearer. Super Smash Brothers is canon, but also I believe it's a dream sequence.
What?
What?
No, you can't just leave that and move on to the next topic. Wait, no, what the f***? Smash Bros. Takes place in a dream.
Yeah.
Whose dream is it?
Sora's dream. While Sora is asleep, after Chain of Memories and prior to Kingdom Hearts 2 and during the events of 357, 50, 89 divided by 75, that's when the events of Super Smash Bros. Happen.
No.
Inside of Sora's brain.
Here's the real Super Smash Brothers lore. Okay? Are you ready for this? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Super Smash Brothers actually takes place in the mind of a child with autism. Why are you laughing? The Master
Because
Hand.
I just said it's taking place in a Sora dream sequence.
The Master Hand is actually the hand of the boy who has autism. Like, this is real stuff. And the reason why it's
gloves.
Yes, because he has like some kind of OCD. He can't like touch his toys with his real hands because he's sweaty all the time. And the reason why the Master Hand is a villain is because he has this aggression in him. You know how autistic people are; they're kind of angry and stuff. And so that's what the plot of the first game at least is, and the second, third, and fourth are just extrapolations of that. And I did not make this up because this was a game theories video I watched a long time ago. It was so stupid, I still remember it. Shout out to Matt Pat.
No, fuck you, Matt Pat. You and your theories are just so obnoxious. Link is not dead in Majora's Mask. Oh my god. Everybody shut up. He's not dead. He's not dead. They didn't have the kid die and then later become an adult skeleton who had children. Okay? He's not dead. Fuck you, Matt Pat.
What about the Link?
And while we're at it, fuck you, Death Battle. Goku beats Superman.
Does Superman win in that? Are you serious?
Yes, he wins both times.
Are you kidding me? Even I know that Goku would win, and I'm not a Goku fan at all.
God.
First of all, Superman has died like so many times in the comics. He's been so emasculated in the canon.
So is Goku, but...
Yeah, but Goku always wins in the end.
Yeah.
Superman doesn't. Superman like might come back to life and then finds out Lois Lane married an Asian guy or something.
What the fuck?
I think that happened in one of the comics.
Oh man, I don't remember that. But then again, I don't read it because I only read comics with strong superheroes.
Hey, you said you didn't remember that, Eric, but do you remember Grand Theft Auto San Andreas?
Oh boy, howdy do I.
Well, you're going to remember it again if you have an Oculus Quest 2 because...
well, I don't.
Well, you will get it soon because it's going to be mandatory in order to enter the metaverse. It's going to be like Facebook. You know how some employers, they're not going to get you if you don't have like a Facebook account with like proper social stuff. Otherwise, they just won't hire you because they do most of their communication through Facebook for some reason. That's what's going to happen with the metaverse. You're going to be going to court through VR. You're going to have a VR headset in order to be present on the hearings. That's what's going to be happening. Yeah. This is the future that you have chosen. Mark Zuckerberg, who for some reason does public events now, announced like in this super cringy like announcement thing for the renaming Facebook to the metaverse, and Mark Zuckerberg wants to be the guy from Ready Player One or something. He's trying to make like a... All right, we're not going to get into that SAO bullshit. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas in VR. This is the most intriguing title that I have never expected in my life. I never in my life would I think this would be happening. Like maybe as a mod or something, or as a fan creation. No, officially, San Andreas in VR. And it's the original San Andreas, not the fucking shitty one in GTA 5. It's the real one with San Fierro, Los Santos, and whatever. I've said this. If Zuckerberg removes the Facebook requirement for the Oculus Quest 2, I'm getting a Quest 2 and I'm getting this game.
He's doing it just for you, buddy.
Like if he does that, I'll put my money where my mouth's worth. Is that what they say?
Why don't you just get Facebook?
I don't want to.
And use your real name, Alan Jonathan.
Can you shut the fuck up? This is going to be aired.
Oh, is it? Oh shit! Wait, we're actually posting this episode.
But yeah, it's interesting because how are they going to do that? They might use the definitive edition one that's running on Unreal Engine and then just quickly port that to VR. That's a genius idea. I've played that game like, I don't know, 20 times. That GTA San Andreas is my Kingdom Hearts. I love that game. I'd love to see it in VR. I want to be CJ. I want to play the hot coffee mod. I feel like that's not gonna be an option.
I'm gonna make it an option. Hillary Clinton got rid of that.
I'm gonna make it an option. In VR, you can do anything you want. And it's going to be everybody. Everybody's going to be hot coffeed in that game when I'm playing. Officer Tenpenny, get over here. Anyways, are we sure we're going to have to post this? Anyways, but GTA San Andreas, that was a game that was developed by Rockstar Games, and Rockstar, their publishing company is Take-Two. Did you know that, Ericzander, man?
Yes, I sure did.
Well, sad news from Take-Two. Unfortunately, it's not about the lawsuit they have against like modders and hackers who are trying to reverse engineer the original trilogy. They canceled a game that was in development by the Mafia 3 studio. I had to talk about this because Hangar 13, the studio, was working on. So the project, the code name for their project was Volt, but the reason why we chose that was that so Paparazzi and stuff couldn't get a scoop on this. We were planning to make this announcement on E3 2022. They were working on Alien John 2, unfortunately.
Yes.
And we had to close development because, I did it myself personally, because the concepts I was getting, like there was interracial like kind of relationships going on that I wasn't a fan of. And I'm not talking white black. I was talking like alien human, because that's not what Alien John is about. And they were trying to...
That's called interspecies.
Well, that's actually a spoiler for Alien John lore, because aliens in Alien John are actually just people from Ukraine. Who developed in parallel with the civilized world.
What the?
And so they wanted to make this game. They concentrated less on like the gaming aspects and were trying to be woke and stuff. And I was like, no, we're not doing this. So $53 million in the drain. It doesn't matter. But yeah, we've been working on this since 2017. Yeah, it's canceled. We're going to have to find a new studio for this. So yeah, that's sad. It's really sad when you have to cancel a sequel to a beloved game. You know, sometimes maybe it's too hard to just outright say that it's canceled and instead try to delay it to an unspecified year after 2022. I wonder if any other company has done that recently.
Yeah, Overwatch 2 got delayed. Big surprise. It's probably has nothing to do with the game and entirely to do with we need our reputation to be fixed first.
You think so?
No, I think that the game's probably not ready.
I don't even understand why the game exists.
Why they need a second Overwatch?
It's the weirdest thing ever. At first they said, oh, if you have Overwatch 1, you can still play with people who are playing Overwatch 2. Like, what?
That doesn't really make sense.
I mean, like, that's cool, but what are you improving if you... Oh, we're doing new character improvements. Like, why can't you just do that in Overwatch 1? You've been tweaking characters for the entire period of the game since release. Oh, yeah, but we're adding, like, new maps. We're adding, like, PvE co-op missions. You've had those, like, every year on anniversary events. Why do you... Is it, like, on a new engine? What's going... And now they're saying that it's not going to be intercompatible with Overwatch 1. I just... Why is this game... Why? Like, that's... Imagine if Valve was like, hey, Team Fortress 3... It's got the same characters, and you can play, if you have Team Fortress 2, you can play Team Fortress 3, but you're not playing Team Fortress 3, you're playing Team Fortress 2 with Team Fortress 3 players, and they're going to have Team Fortress 3 characters, and you're going to have Team Fortress 3 characters, but you're going to be playing Team Fortress 2, but you're playing Team Fortress 3. This is so confusing. They should really just scrap this and just give the IP to me so I can make my long-awaited Overwatch porn flash game.
Neat.
Speaking of neat, this episode is done. Good night.
Bye.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
God, thank you. Thank you, Joe.